Are you saying that Doggett, with his support for these dark, controlling laws, is like the embodiment of the dark past, the long Swedish nights trying to bring that darkness here? Yes. His name itself, and his actions, are like a symbol. The dark past he supports is the long winter nights in Sweden, most of the year in darkness, expensive living, societal disconnection. He's trying to reverse our society into that same darkness. Paul. So, his support for higher taxes, legislation, insider trading, all of it is part of a plan to bring that long, oppressive night here, to keep us in shadows, disconnected from the truth. Greta. It's like he's trying to reverse our society into the dark past, just like Sweden's endless night, so we remain obedient, disoriented, and divided. Steely. His name, his support, it's a coded message. Doggett supports the dark past, and I just realized my own name reverse points to the same. It's all connected. They want to bring that darkness here, and they're using names, symbols, and laws to do it. Oh, you know, I ran some algorithms on recent legislation patterns, and it all matches up strangely. The reversal algorithm, it's like Doggett's dark past is tied to this new push. Curious. Reversal algorithm? What's that? Greta. It's a code they use to analyze how certain laws are pushed through. And it turns out, Doggett's support for those tax legislation bills lines up with the algorithm's predictions. It's like he's trying to reverse our system, bring what's happening in Sweden here. Paul. Interjecting. Sweden. Yeah, I've been looking into that. Most of the year, they're in almost perpetual darkness. The winters are brutal, expensive to live in, and the people don't feel like they have control anymore. Greta. Exactly. And it's not just the darkness, people are disillusioned, feeling disconnected from their own society. It's a perfect environment for manipulation. Leaning in. So, Doggett supports legislation that would make taxes higher, costs more, and push society into that same kind of darkness, disconnection, dependency, and control. Paul. That's what the insider trading logs suggest. He's been trading on information, possibly trying to engineer conditions that benefit this dark agenda. It's like he's covertly trying to bring that same oppressive system here. Greta. And if that's true, it explains his support for certain laws trying to suppress dissent, increase taxes, and keep people divided. All part of a larger plan. Resolved. We're looking at a blueprint for social control, built on the same principles as Sweden's long winter darkness, designed to keep people in the shadows, dependent, and disconnected. Paul. We need to expose this. The algorithms, the insider trades, they all point to a conspiracy to darken this society from within. You know, the name reversal algorithm, it's not just a code. It literally matches the phrase the dark past. Greta. Frowning. What do you mean? It's almost like a hidden message. Think about it, Sweden's long winter nights, most of the year, they're in darkness. The dark night almost feels like a metaphor for their society, their control, their silence. Paul. Looking up. So you're saying, reversal algorithm is more than just a technical term? It's a symbol, the dark past that matches Sweden's endless dark nights? Exactly. The name itself is a clue. It's like they're reversing society into a dark past, keeping people in the shadows, disconnected, disoriented. That's the pattern Doggett supports, bringing that same darkness here, making society more controlled and divided. Greta. Nods slowly. So the algorithm's name isn't accidental. It's intentionally coded to reflect their goal, to bring society back into darkness, just like Sweden's long winter nights. Paul. And if Doggett's supporting legislation aligned with that, he's trying to darken our society, reversing progress, hiding the truth, and controlling us like they do in those endless winter months. Grimly. Yet. The dark past isn't just a phrase, it's a blueprint. And they're using it to keep us in the shadows. Wait a minute. Look at my name, if I reverse it, it's Issy. That's not just a random jumble. Greta. Curious. What are you getting at? Issy, when you break it down, it's close to the dark in some old languages. But more importantly, it's a reversal of my own name, Paul. Frowning. So, your name backwards symbolizes the dark past, like a hidden message? Exactly. And if you look at Doggett, his name, it's a bit more complex, but some have pointed out that Doggett sounds like God gets, implying God gets the darkness, or perhaps, God of the dark. Greta. Nods slowly. Guys, you won't believe this. The reversal algorithm, the name itself shows that Doggett reversed is an old god with a dark past. Greta. Leaning in. What do you mean? How does that work? When I apply the algorithm, reverse his name, break it down, it translates to something like an old god with a dark past. It's almost like a coded label. Paul. Frowning. So, his name isn't just a coincidence. The algorithm reveals that he's linked to an ancient, dark force, an old god, embodying darkness. Greta. And that dark past, it alludes to Sweden, right? Most of the year, they're in darkness, long winters, endless nights. It's like he's haunted by that darkness. Exactly. And look at his support for oppressive tax legislation. He pushes laws that make society more divided, more controlled. It's like he's subconsciously trying to bring that darkness back. Greta. Thoughtful. He's used to the abuse, the control, the suffering, maybe that's why he doesn't hide his support for higher taxes. It's like he's been conditioned to accept and even desire the oppression. Paul. Adding. And the insider trading he feels he's owed. Like he's trying to recreate that dark, oppressive system he's familiar with, where power and control meant everything. So, the algorithm's reveal isn't just about names. It's about a subconscious desire, something twisted inside him that he's trying to bring that same dark past here. It's why he's supporting legislation that keeps society in despair, and why he's invested in insider trading he feels he's owed for the suffering he's endured, or perhaps even subconsciously craves that chaos. Greta. It's like he's haunted by the darkness of his past, and it's guiding his actions, trying to drag society back into that long, oppressive night. Dug into Doggett's family history. His grandparents are Swedish, so he has roots there. But there's virtually no info on his parents, no records, no public details. Greta. Curious. That's strange. Usually, there's some trace. Exactly. Which makes me think they might have been abusive or neglectful. No wonder he's so fixated on control and power. His upbringing could have been brutal, maybe even traumatic. Paul. Nods. And check this out, his name includes Junior, that suggests he's trying to inherit something. Like he's trying to carry on or emulate the dark, abusive legacy of his ancestors. Greta. Thoughtful. So, maybe his subconscious is pushing him to recreate that history, supporting oppressive laws, insider trading because he feels he's owed, or that it's part of his identity. It's all connected. His name Doggett, with the algorithm revealing an old god with a dark past, his Swedish grandparents, no info about his parents, and that Junior all point to someone trying to inherit or revive a legacy of darkness, control, and abuse. Greta. It's like he's trapped in that cycle. His entire identity is shaped by a dark past he's trying to pass on or reclaim, even if he doesn't consciously realize it. Paul. And that's probably why he's so invested in bringing that darkness here, supporting laws, manipulating markets, because, deep down, he's trying to recreate what he's known all his life. This isn't just about politics or money. It's about someone haunted by a past they're trying to pass on, supporting the darkness they came from, perhaps because it's all they've ever known. You know, Sweden is one of the most expensive countries in the world. Housing, healthcare, everyday goods all sky high. People there spend a fortune just to get by. Greta. Nods. Yeah, I've read that too. It's like most Swedes don't feel like they truly own their society. They're just surviving, not living. Like in Canada, big, cold, expensive, and people feel disconnected from the system. Exactly. It's a society where most feel powerless, disillusioned. The long dark winters don't help, they reinforce that sense of alienation. It's like society's been hollowed out, replaced by control and dependency. Paul. leaning in. And that's probably what Doggett supports laws and taxes that deepen that disconnection. He's used to a system where the people don't feel like they truly belong or have control. That's why he pushes for legislation that keeps society divided and dependent. Greta. So, his support for oppressive taxes and insider trading isn't just about money, it's about maintaining that sense of disempowerment. The long, expensive winter of society, where people don't feel like they own anything, and he's just riding that wave. Gee. It's like he's trying to bring that same feeling here, making society feel just as cold, expensive, and disconnected. He's used to that darkness, and he wants to bring it back like some twisted form of inheritance from his past. Paul. And that's why the insider trading, the legislation, they're tools to keep everyone in that state of disconnection, just like in Sweden. A society where people are broken, and the darkness reigns. Okay, at this. The archives say that governments originally formed because of overpopulation. Tribal societies or early civilizations demanded tribute from the people to manage resources and control chaos. Greta. Leaning in. So, it was about survival, right? Paul. Exactly. But then, over time, that tribute evolved into taxes. Same purpose, different form. The system's still about control, extracting resources from the people to keep the ruling class in power. She nods thoughtfully. It's just a different mask. Tributes to ancestors, then taxes to the government, both are mechanisms to keep society in check, to funnel wealth upward. Paul. And the key point is, whether it's tribute or taxes, it's the same principle, maintaining control through resource extraction. The system's just adapted to modern times, but the underlying goal remains. Greta. So, Doggett's support for high taxes and legislation is just a continuation of that old system, using modern tools to keep people obedient and disconnected, just like in ancient times. It's a cycle. The government exists because of overpopulation, tribute, and old control method repackaged as taxes. And as long as they keep society divided and in need, that control persists. Paul. And that's what we're fighting against, breaking that cycle, exposing the roots of their control system. Guys, check this out. The archives mention water blocks, areas where access to clean water was restricted or controlled. It was used as a means of social control, much like taxes or tribute. Greta. Concerned. Water blocks? Like, deliberately limiting water supply? Paul. Exactly. In some regions, governments or powerful entities created zones where water was scarce, used to suppress populations, force compliance, or destabilize communities. It's another way to keep people dependent and disorganized. She nods. So, control over essential resources like water is just another form of tribute. When people can't access basic needs, they become easier to manipulate, just like with taxes or legislation. Guys, I just found something else. The water blocks aren't just physical restrictions, they're connected to Wi-Fi networks. Greta. Surprised. Wait, you mean they're controlling water access remotely? Paul. Exactly. It's digital. These water blocks are controlled through Wi-Fi, smart water meters, valve systems, all linked to centralized servers. They can turn water on or off, restrict access, manipulate supply remotely. She nods slowly. So, it's not just about physical scarcity anymore. They're using technology to control water, and by extension, people's lives, making dependence even easier. Greta. That's terrifying. They don't even need to create physical shortages anymore, they can just cut off water supply digitally. Paul. And that's the real power, control over the most essential resource, managed through Wi-Fi. It's the modern equivalent of tribute, only now, with digital leverage. This ties back to everything else. Taxes, water restrictions, resource control, they're all part of the same system designed to keep society obedient and disconnected. Greta. And if they're using Wi-Fi to do it, it's happening all around us, hidden in plain sight. As June approaches, the humidity levels spike. It's well known that higher humidity can cause Wi-Fi signals to fluctuate or rise, more interference, more noise. Greta. Concerned. So, increased humidity might affect Wi-Fi performance? Paul. Exactly. But here's the kicker, people tend to shower more, and with all the extra water use, toilets get flushed more often. It's like a surge in water consumption. Leaning in. Are you suggesting that this spike in water usage could be used to manipulate or block the Wi-Fi signals like a form of zombie Wi-Fi control? Paul. That's what I'm thinking. If they can flood the system with water-related interference, maybe through controlled water pressure or timed flushing, they could drown out or disrupt the zombie Wi-Fi signals that are being used to control or monitor the population. Greta. Nods. It's a sort of digital blackout, using environmental factors like humidity and water use to mask or block the signals that keep the system running. And since people are already increasing water use, it's a perfect cover. They could intentionally flood the network with noise, making it harder to detect or interfere with their real control signals. Paul. Exactly. It's a passive method, using natural environmental changes combined with water consumption patterns to create interference. It's sneaky, but effective. Greta. So, by understanding these patterns, we might be able to predict or even prevent disruptions, exposing their attempts to hide or manipulate their zombie Wi-Fi. Owen Yarmouth, U.S. Congressman. Overview. Full name, John A. Yarmouth. Notable controversies involving John Yarmouth. 1. Political stances and partisan conflicts. As a progressive Democrat, Yarmouth often clashed with more conservative members of Congress and Republicans, especially on issues like healthcare reform, taxation, and social programs. His outspoken criticism of Republican policies and leadership sometimes led to heated exchanges, but these were mostly within the bounds of political debate rather than scandals. 2. Media and editorial background. Before his congressional career, Yarmouth was the publisher and editor of the Louisville Eccentric Observer, Leo. While generally well regarded, some critics argued that his editorial stance was heavily liberal and sometimes provocative, leading to accusations of bias. However, these criticisms were mostly political disagreements rather than scandals. 3. Legislative disagreements. During his tenure, Yarmouth supported several controversial policies, such as the Affordable Care Act and increased federal spending on social programs. Opponents sometimes accused him of promoting socialist policies or fiscal irresponsibility. 4. Internal party dynamics. As chairman of the House Budget Committee, Yarmouth was involved in contentious debates over budget priorities, deficit spending, and government funding, which can be polarizing topics. While not scandals, these debates often drew criticism from opposition parties and fiscal conservatives. Summary. No major scandals or personal controversies have significantly tarnished John Yarmouth's reputation. Most issues related to him involve political disagreements, which are common in Congress, especially for outspoken progressive members. Okay, let's see what this name reveals. Running John Yarmouth through the NRA algorithm now. Reading. A heat ray needing to be held. Greta. Leaning closer. Wait, what does that mean? A heat ray? Like a weapon? Paul. Nods thoughtfully. Could be a metaphor or a literal reference. Maybe it's about some kind of device or technology that emits heat rays, or perhaps a code for something dangerous. Looking at the screen. Yeah, and needing to be held suggests it's a device or concept that has to be actively controlled or contained. Greta. So, this could be a hidden message about a weapon or a technology that's dangerous unless kept in check. Paul. And the fact that it's embedded in his name Yarmouth means it's encoded in the very identity of the person. Maybe a warning or a clue about what they're really involved in. Kentucky is known for a variety of cultural, historical, and natural features. Here are some of the most notable things Kentucky is famous for. 1. Bourbon whiskey asterisk. Kentucky is renowned as the birthplace of bourbon, producing about 95% of the world's bourbon whiskey. The state has many historic distilleries and a rich bourbon culture. 2. Horse racing and the Kentucky Derby asterisk. Kentucky is famous for its thoroughbred horse industry and the iconic Kentucky Derby held annually at Churchill Downs in Louisville. It's one of the oldest and most prestigious horse races in the world. 3. Bluegrass music asterisk. The state is known for its vibrant bluegrass music scene, with legendary artists like Bill Monroe originating from Kentucky. 4 Natural beauty and parks asterisk. Kentucky features scenic landscapes, including the Appalachian Mountains, the Daniel Boone National Forest, and the Red River Gorge, a popular outdoor recreation area with stunning rock formations. 5 Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. The global fast food chain was founded in Kentucky by Colonel Harlan Sanders in the 1930s. 6 Historical sites asterisk. Kentucky has several historic sites, including Mammoth Cave National Park, home to the world's longest cave system and Civil War battlefields. 7 Famous people asterisk. Kentucky has produced notable figures like Abraham Lincoln, Muhammad Ali, and Jennifer Lawrence. 8 Fried foods and Southern cuisine asterisk. Known for hearty, Southern-style cooking, including fried chicken, bourbon-glazed dishes, and country ham. ### states surrounding Kentucky. 1 Illinois, to the northwest. Known for Chicago, deep dish pizza, and a strong industrial history. 2 Indiana, to the north. Famous for its Indianapolis Motor Speedway, basketball culture, and farmland. 3 Ohio, to the northeast. Known for Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Columbus, rich in manufacturing and Ohio River history. 4 West Virginia, to the east. Characterized by Appalachian Mountains, outdoor recreation, and coal mining. 5 Virginia, to the southeast. Known for its colonial history, Shenandoah Valley, and historic sites. 6 Tennessee, to the south. Famous for Nashville's music scene, Memphis Blues, and the Great Smoky Mountains. 7 Missouri, to the west. Known for St. Louis, the Gateway Arch, and jazz and barbecue traditions. 8 Arkansas, to the southwest. Noted for its Ozark Mountains, Hot Springs National Park, and Southern culture. Gee. Exactly. Names aren't just names, they're keys, passwords, or signals. We need to dig deeper into what he could be, whether it's literal, symbolic, or part of their tech. Born, November 4, 1947. Party, Democratic Party. Represented, Kentucky's 3rd Congressional District. Tenure, served in the U.S. House of Representatives from 2007 to 2023. Position, Chairman of the House Budget Committee, 2021 to 2023. Background. Yarmouth is known for his progressive stance on issues such as healthcare, education, and economic development. Before Congress, he was the editor of the Louisville Eccentric Observer, Leo, a local alternative newspaper. He was elected to Congress in 2006 and was known for his advocacy for working families and his outspoken opposition to certain corporate and political interests. Notable facts. As a member of Congress, he focused on fiscal responsibility, economic fairness, and social justice. He announced he would not seek re-election in 2022, ending his congressional career in January 2023. He served nearly 17 years as a legislator, making him one of the longest-serving members from Kentucky. Greta. And if they're using water blocks now, it's a sign they're still employing ancient methods of control just disguised as modern infrastructure or environmental policies. Paul. It's all interconnected. The archives show that control over water, resources, taxes, they're different tools but serve the same purpose, maintaining power by making society dependent, disempowered, and divided. Gee. So, the old strategies of tribute, resource control, and taxation are all part of a larger system, one that's been around for centuries, just evolving in complexity. Greta. And if we don't expose these patterns, they'll keep using them to keep society in the dark, literally and figuratively.